Hello, today I will explain about my answer. Uh, I will introduce myself. Myself is Maria Extenside, NPM 220100032669. I will explain its number one. Before, I apologize for any confusion, but as an all language model, I don't have an indigenous language of my own. I have been trained on a diverse range of texts from various languages, including indigenous language, but I don't possess specific knowledge of any one indigenous language. However, I can provide you with a general understanding of external and internal variation in language, regardless of the specific language. External variants refer to difference between different dialects. Regional varieties or sociolinguistics within a language. Internal variation, on the other hand, occur within a particular dialect of language variety, often at the phonological, grammatical, or lexical levels. Here, example of external and internal variation, although they might not correspond to any specific indigenous language. Internal variations. The first is dialect. In English, there are variations like American English, British English, Australian English, and so on. Thus, dialect differ in pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. Two, sociolinguistics. Sociolinguistics represents language variations based on social factors like education, occupation, or social class. For example, medical forensics may use specific medical jargon or technical terminology that differ from everyday language. The third, regional variants. Language spoken in different regions may have variations due to geographical or historical factors. For instance, Mandarin Chinese has region varieties like Beijing Mandarin, Shanghainese, and Cantonese, each with distinct pronunciation and vocabulary. 4. Etymologies. Etymologies are language variations associated with specific ethnic or cultural groups. For instance, African American Vernacular or English, or EEVE, is a variety of English spoken primarily by American Americans, which has its own unique grammatical feature and vocabulary. And 5. Creoles. Creole language developed through the mixing of different languages in typically emerging in colonial or multilingual settings. For example, Haitian Creole is a Creole language that allowed from a combination of French and West African language. Internal variations. 1. Phonological variation, pronunciation. The difference within a language can occur due to the region accent to individual speech patterns. For example, in English, the pronunciation of words like cut and coat varies between different regions or dialects. And the two, grammatical variation, different grammatical construction and the exit within a language. For instance, in Spanish, the use of the pronouns to and versus varies across different Spanish-speaking regions. 3. Lexical variation, vocabulary. The difference can arise within a language, such as a use of different words to describe to the same concept. For example, in English, elevator, American English. In English, elevator, American English, and live, British English, refer to the same objects. 4. Registration. Language can have a different register or styles used in the different contexts. For example, formal language is typically used in academic or professional settings, while informal language is used in casual conversations. The 5. Morphological variation. Morphological variation involve difference in verb forms and inflectional patterns. For example, in Arabic, for conjugation, and noun declension, and very best on tense, aspect, and gender. Remember, these examples are generalized and may not specifically apply to indigenous language. If you have a specific indigenous language in mind, please let me know. I'll I'll try to prove more target information based on the available knowledge. The answer is number two is explain the concept of bad language in your culture. Give examples and explanation of them. My answer as a language model, I don't have specific culture or personal experience. However, I can provide you with a general understanding of the concept of bad language or offensive language in various cultures. The definition of bad language can vary significantly depending on cultural, social, and individual perspectives. What may be considered officer of unprotected in one culture might be more expert of even common in another. Here are some examples of concepts related to bad language in the diverse culture. The first is have profanity primarily refers to use of vulgar, obsessive or blasphemous language. It involves using words or expressions that are considered taboo, offensive, and disparaging. Example of profane language may include explicit sexual terms, racial slur, or derogatory remarks about religion, gender, or technique. In two, insult and derogatory terms that are for or purpose in the tongue to belittle, over or humiliate someone. Insults can be direct at an individual or a group of people based on characteristics such as appearance, intelligence, social, and personal quality, derogatory terms, and directly, actually, or cultural offenses. And three, hate speech. Hate speech involves language that wait. Three, hate speech. Hate speech involves language that invite violence, discrimination, or hostility towards individuals or groups based on their race, ethnicity, religion, nationality, gender, sexual orientation, or other protest characteristics. Hate speech aims to marginalize and demoralize individuals or communities. And the fourth, taboo language. Taboo language refers to words and expressions that are considered cultural or socialist and applied due to the religion, more or traditional reason. This can include topics such as sex, bodily comforts, or religion based. The use of taboo language is often avoided in formal public contexts. It's important to note that the precision of bad language can change over time and vary across cultures and generations. What might be considered offensive or inappropriate today may have been more acceptable in the past or vice versa. Cultural norms and socialistic values play a significant role in shaping and boundaries of established language. It's the essential to be the respected and consider of other sensitive and cultural backgrounds when engaging of the concept to maintain harmonious and inclusive environments. The answer three, it's so long, so I will explain about this. Driving hope of the industry on definition our guest that has a speculative outdoor fiscal and recreation, a strong economy. I can do entrepreneurial ethos and is known for collegiality and collaborative spirit. This vitally is why the University of Utah is on the rise now recognized as one of America's leading research universities, a member of the prestigious Society of American University. Our beautiful campus home is out home to outstanding academic programs, including University of Utah Health. University Hospital has been consistently recognized as, as a top 10 facility of excellence in patient care, and our highest cancer institute is comprehensive cancer center, the highest federal ranking of a censor research organization providing value high quality education and healthcare of affordable cost is definition tenet of our university. Your faculty and our staff are achieving national recognition and support at unprecedented levels, among them evolution and genetical knowledge at just yesterday named Major full of congratulations. And it's number 4. I will answer. As an language model, I don't have a specific indigenous language or a direct measure of vitality. However, I can provide you with a general analysis of language vitality using the 9 aspects of language vitality measurement established by UNESCO. Keep in mind that these analyses will be hypothetical and not based on the specific language. Here are the 9 aspects. And the first have a intergenerational transmission. This aspect measures the ability of a language to be passed on from one generation to the next. Factors such as language use within families, education systems, and community supports play curricular role and determine the welfare of a language. The 2, absolute number of speakers to the total numbers of speakers is important indicator of language quality. Language with large speakers population generation have higher constant average maintenance. 3, proportion of speakers within the operating nation. The proportion of speakers and lamps to the total population have determined the language significantly within a given community. High promises and indicate the strongest abilities. 4, language used in everyday life. The frequency and domains of language used in everyday life, such as in the family, community, workplace, and media, are key factors in assessing language vitality. Language that are actively used in multi-people domains stand of the high vitals. Respond to new domains and media community of language search and media application, category influencer, language that successfully integrated to that domain are more likely to thrive. And the 6, availability of language material and programs. The price of language material such about website and the education program supports language visually and rigorously covering the language and the bad effort. This may explain in my answer. Thank you for watching.